Welcome back. Allyson Felix has won, get a load of this, 9 Olympic medals, making her the most decorated female track and field star in U.S. Olympic history.
But recently, Allyson has gone through a private struggle, in May opening up in the New York Times about the difficulties some female athletes face when it comes to maternity leave and their corporate sponsors. Allyson is here to discuss this, and she's got a big announcement to make. Allyson, good morning. It's good to see you.
So nice to see you guys.
Oh my gosh. So you write this op-ed in the New York Times, and you say yourself, you're not usually one to ruffle feathers. Tell us about the op-ed and why you decided to do it now.
Exactly. It was really about just bringing awareness to something that was happening in our industry. There was so much silence surrounding women becoming pregnant, starting families, and how sponsorship was reflected by that. Other women, Alicia Montano, Kara Goucher, had spoke out, and they really inspired me to join the conversation.
Now, you were in the midst of actually contract negotiations when this came out. What was the impact of it?
Change happened. So the incredible thing is we brought awareness that there wasn't protection surrounding maternity. And because we spoke out, things started to change. And I hope that it's just a starting point.
Now, okay, you were still in the negotiations with Nike. Obviously, things kind of fell apart. And Nike, we reached out, and they responded with a statement saying back in May, in 2018, we created an official policy standardizing our approach across all sports, so no female athlete is penalized financially for pregnancy. While the specifics of each athlete and sport may be unique, we're waiving performance reductions for 12 months for those athletes who decide to have a baby. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was really happy that Nike stepped up and changed their policy. I mean, that's what this was about. And I think that's the amazing thing about using your voice. It can be scary, risky, you're not sure the consequences, but when you see action happen and you see women coming and speaking their truth, it's amazing when things actually change.
We seem to be in a phase or a period where female athletes are really stepping into this arena in a new way. What do you think is the underlying reason for that?
I think we feel each other. We feel that support. We know we're not alone. Like you said, it's a pivotal time in women's sports. And so I just feel so proud to join in that.
As we look at a picture of your beautiful little girl, 8-month-old Cameron, you have a big announcement.
Yes, I am so excited because I am partnering with Athleta. And I am just thrilled because I feel like they are redefining what sponsorship looks like. Supporting an athlete holistically, and that means me as an athlete, but also as a mother, and even now joining as an activist, and I just feel amazing about that.
What does that mean, the role of sponsorship and supporting somebody holistically?
Yeah, so it's really different. I think as an athlete, you are so focused on performance, but I feel like I am more than an athlete. I have more to offer than that. And so to be supported also in these other aspects of my life, to be able to start initiatives that are going to empower women and girls, that's really what I'm interested in. And to have a company stand behind that, I think that's really different.
And in fact, you're on the magazine cover right now, digitally, talking about Black maternal mortality.
Yes, I got to go before Congress and tell my story of what happened regarding my birth. I had severe preeclampsia and just went through a whole ordeal. Black women are almost 4 times as likely to face these complications, to face death while giving birth. And we just have to bring more awareness to that.
I think people would be surprised by those statistics here in the United States.
Yeah. Exactly. I was. I mean, I got thrown into this situation. And so I just want to make sure that everyone is aware.
I first met you at the Olympics 2004. Will we see you in 2020 in Tokyo?
That is the plan. I'm working hard.
Look at the jewelry on her.
That's right.
That's right. She said she works out 3 hours a day. We got to get moving.
Working hard to be there.
That's great. Well, we look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you.
All right, Allyson, thank you so much. And we'll be right back.